Hello everyone, how you doing? This is Lord PeteyTV here, and I wanted to kind of give everyone a little bit of an overview of the Azure Vault. Now, the Azure Vault has a lot of different things that are occurring in there, but the main thing I wanted to kind of inform everyone of is make sure you end up taking the time to miss all of the circles that are in there and make sure you end up trying to stay away from all of the other mobs that are going to be uh, rooms, so that you don't pull more than you actually need. So keep an eye on that. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I hope to see you all soon. The first boss here is going to be Lemore. Now, he's going to end up having a couple of really unique abilities, but they're not too bad to deal with. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to end up taking him and moving him kind of off-center, and you're going to want to DPS him down. Now, he's going to end up casting this thing called Leyline Sprouts, which is going to cause leyline sprouts to kind of grow around the room. These little dudes are going to end up, afflicting a little bit of damage. They're not too bad. Just take them, kill them quickly, because you don't want them growing into anything more of a problem. So end up taking them, kill them very, very quickly, and proceed forward. He's also going to have something called Explosive Brand, where he slams the ground, inflicting arcane damage to players within 12 yards, knocking them back, inflicting them with a magical brand that explodes after 6 seconds. This, will eventually destroy the Leyline Sprouts if you end up really, really needing it and inflicting damage to all players within 15 yards. So make sure you're not going to stack together for that. Now, he's also going to do something called an Eruption Fissure, or Erupting Fissure, or Fissure, if you will. And that's going to be a ground attack in front of him, which is going to be causing, some arcane damage and knocking people back. This will also, kill the Leyline Sprouts if they are put there. There is a Consuming Stomp, where he consumes energy from all the Leyline Sprouts, stomping the ground and inflicting a lot of damage to all players. Now, the Arcane Power increases damage over time, so make sure you end up keeping an eye on that. And now, the next thing after that is going to be Infused Strike. Now, as for your tank, make sure you keep an eye on that. He strikes the tank with magical energy, affecting arcane damage, and then a dot that's going to be hurting him over time. So keep an eye on that. Boom. So now we're going to talk to you about this boss called Azure Blade. Now, this boss is actually pretty unique, but you can kind of deal with it very, very quickly once you get into the room itself. As for the room itself, what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up seeing, a couple of people on these runes on the ground. You're going to end up wanting to take them, killing them, and then eventually pulling the boss. Now, the boss itself is going to, he's going to end up attacking you for, a little bit of damage, which isn't too bad for the tanks. And, you can end up DPSing them down. Now, over time, what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up having to deal with these orbs being sent around the room. Now, these orbs being sent around the room, you're going to have to kind of move around in a circle or go backwards and forward and kind of dodge those. And you're going to want to, DPS down the images that he forms around him to unlock him to be able to be damageable, because he's immune during that phase. So keep an eye on that. So during that part of the room, that's called Overwhelming Energy. You're going to want to make sure, like you said, like I said, how you end up killing that pretty. There's no other way of doing it. And then, those dudes around him are called, Draconic Illusions. So just something else for you to think of. Once you end up killing those illusions, they're going to end up doing AoE damage, so make sure you don't kill them all at the same time. They're also going to do these spurts of damage onto the ground, so you're going to want to keep an eye on that. So you have those things, so be careful. The orbs around the room, they're going to cause a decent amount of damage, so be very careful for that. And then during the whole entire fight, he's going to end up, putting these draconic images down. So make sure you kill them very, very quickly. He's also going to do a frontal cleave to make sure you be careful of that, because he's going to end up doing a lot of damage to the tank or anybody else standing in front of him. And he also has a frontal attack called a Ancient Orb, or he's going to end up doing a lot of damage to you. So be careful with that.
We'll keep on clearing meanwhile. Oh, is it perfect?
Hi. That took forever.
Right?
Got a sword.
To go in the first place. So you end up being a lot more stingy in terms of how much you can move around to deviate from whatever you're gonna do.
Well, half the time I would fuck up, and then I wouldn't be able to fly up anymore, so I'd end up having to... So, like, Tilash Greywing is the third boss here in Azure Vault. Now, he actually does some pretty interesting, abilities around the room. Some things you've kind of seen before with little twists. So, I'm going to go over how to end up, defeating him first. You're going to end up, moving around the room pretty smoothly in a, pretty much in a line. So the DPS is going to be standing on one side of the boss in a line as the tank stands in front of him, and you're going to be walking down the room pretty much very slowly. Now, the reason for that is because he's going to cast a frost bomb on you, and you want to make sure that when he casts that frost bomb, that the ice is put behind you. Now, the reason why you got to do that is because you need to be able to get to the runes that are placed around the room. Now, the runes themselves are going to protect you from the big AoE attack that he's going to end up doing, which is called Absolute Zero. I think is what it's called. Now, Absolute Zero is he's gonna fly into the middle of the room. You can't attack him. You can't hurt him. He's gonna have this, glacial shield around him. So you're gonna want to make sure you go to the that rune. I'm sorry, to the rune to be able to defend yourself from that, and you're gonna keep going and so on and so forth. Now, in Mythic, when you use a rune, the rune breaks and is destroyed. You can not anymore use it. So be careful of that. So you have to really be careful. Now, as for everything else, it's pretty much just DPS them down and be really careful of what's going on. So it's very easy fight. It's just you have to be aware of where you're going to place those frost bombs so that you can end up defeating the boss.
I don't think we need to get to the next one. We'll probably get it done before.
Look for the guys that'll give you the rep. No, I'm by the book. I'm by the book on the far side.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Where's my haste? Damn it.
Nice crit mastery.
Once you get to the campaign portion too.
I mean, on a
I'll tell you.
since I'm only getting crit mastery stuff, makes me good for raid healing, and that's it.
There you go. That's what you wanted to begin with, kinda. We lost some pool here, right?
Yeah, hold on. Wait for Sanity.
So the last boss is going to be Umbral Skull. Now, Umbral Skull is, it's a dragon, and the room feels very much like a Nyxia, but it's got a couple of twists and turns on it. So what you're going to want to do is that every single time you hit 75, 50, and 25%, he's going to end up pretty much shedding these crystals onto the ground. These crystals are going to eventually blow up. Now, the reason any crystal that hits the ground, attack it, destroy it. You don't want to deal with them. They're either going to cause damage to you, they're going to explode on you, they're going to do something to you. So DPS goes down, number one, first and foremost, so you don't have to deal with them. Now, on top of that, what you're going to be dealing with is the Unleashed Destruction, which is going to be the blast of energy that he ends up doing, pushing everybody back. So you're going to have to be your tank, you're going to push him against the wall and deal with it there. Now, he's going to end up having a Vortex, which he's going to end up inflicting damage to players with if they're standing in it. He's going to have a Crystal Roar, which he's going to end up targeting to another player or the tank itself, and he's going to end up doing damage to that. He also has a Dragon Strike, which he ends up attacking the main tank with, so you're going to have to mitigate that and then it's also going to cause a dot that's going to eventually go away after 10 seconds. He's also going to be putting dots randomly on people called oppressive miasma, and that's going to end up causing you to have a slow. So you have to be really, really careful with that. So you're just going to go through it, and he's pretty much going to be very easy. And just be careful of the orbs floating around the room.
I'm moving away from the orbs.
So this is Lord PeteyTV again. Make sure you check us out on Twitch whenever you get some time. Lord PeteyTV, that is, every single Monday through Friday. Thank you.